Hey guys, this is Moriarty.
And I'm Crypto Spook.
And today we're taking a look at small radios, big televisions.
Now, are we talking about like 70-inch OLED backlit screens, or
We're talking about the Samsung 192-inch,
pretty big?
and also probably the type of radio that you would have in one of those little iPods, like the shuffles, the little tiny radios.
That is a very small radio.
This is a point-and-click adventure game.
Cool. I really like it so far.
The art style is fantastic.
The art style is great, and like the skewing viewpoint is really cool too.
It's super cool. The entire idea behind this game is that you are looking for audio cassettes to play in your radio, and then when you put them into your radio, it teleports you to a different world.
Oh, well, that's saying something.
Yeah, there is a plot here. It's a little liberal for me.
Art style is crazy.
I'm telling you, this is a game that is built for VR.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, honestly.
It's built for VR, but it just doesn't take advantage of it yet, which is kind of sad, but I can see looking left and right down a big hallway like this, clicking into a room, putting in the tape, and then being teleported to the 3D world where you can see all this stuff. And I can see how neat that would be.
The aspect is kind of throwing me off. It's like crazy.
Super cool, super cool. Now, being that you have a magnetic tape, you can go ahead and take that tape and attach it to a magnet in the game, and it will corrupt the tape. And then you can go back into the world and check it out again.
I'm in love with the graphics at this point.
It's beautiful. It's an awesome, cool graphic design. It's got, I don't know, it's a good game.
The colors are like ultra vivid for some reason.
It just looks great. It looks fantastic. They managed to make a really, truly beautiful game.
And like their use of focus as well is really something I've never ever seen before in a video game. You can like look around as this is going on. And what do these little green thingy-majiggers do for you specifically?
You need them to unlock doors.
Ah, okay.
The plot, as you go along, does start to explain what some of this stuff is. It's very, very liberal.
Really?
The world is gone, what happened to the world kind of thing. Which is fine, it's why you have oil rigs and plants taking over stuff and all that kind of thing.
Oh, that's so neat. This is absolutely a VR game. How did they not put this into VR?
I don't know. It needs to be in VR. I can just see all of the possibilities. I think it would take a little bit of doing because it wasn't built for VR. But I can just imagine it in VR. And the thing is that because of the style of game that it is, it would be perfectly good for Oculus, PSVR, and Vive. It definitely wouldn't be a room scale.
No, this is definitely a seated experience.
And I'd be totally fine with that, especially with this incredible art style they have.
I've never actually played a seated experience on my Vive. Are they any good?
It's not quite as good, obviously, as a room scale experience because you're not moving around doing anything. I tried playing Counter-Strike on VR my first weekend that I had it, and that was a bad idea. That was terrible. Like, I'm just used to moving my head to look in various areas of the screen, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, the screen moves with your head. That's super awkward.
I can imagine that. What? I just noticed there's like this weird thing connected to your tape player as well. I guess if your little radio is like making you have these vivid audio visual hallucinations, it's definitely going to have more than one chord.
It's a strange plot. But it's a good game, and it's a good story, and it's a lot of fun. And the puzzles they're not hard. None of it's hard. You're never going to feel like, wow, this is hard. They are rewarding, they're engaging. You do have to kind of figure things out. You'll get stumped occasionally. You'll be treated to all sorts of new things, like you might have to go through a grate instead of a door. You might have to look really, really far down or really, really high up. But that kind of stuff you expect from a puzzle game, right?
So did you beat this game?
No.
How close would you say you got to beating it?
I think I'm on the last level.
It seems really simple. Do the puzzles get harder as you go?
They're always the same kind of puzzles, but they do get harder.
Because they did seem really, really basic.
The entire idea is to get to the next level, obviously. And you do that by going room to room, finding the little QB things, whatever, tetrahedra extragons, and putting them into door locks.
Tetrahedra extragons? Excellent.
That's the whole thing. That's the gameplay. It's really simple. It's very pretty, though. And it's a lot of fun to play because it's so pretty. And every single environment you go to is different.
This feels like it was made by a bunch of art school majors.
It was made by a bunch of art school majors. There you go.
Ah, hey.
And it makes sense. But it's still fun. It's still worth picking up, I think.
What is the price point for this?
The game is $11.99.
Yeah. How long is the game?
There are 30 different tapes, so 4 hours?
That's a pretty long game. Wow, yeah.
It's by Adult Swim, so they've done a good job.
I would not have pegged this as an Adult Swim game. This is like something completely different than magical unicorn fart race adventure.
Well, Adult Swim's gone off in some very different areas lately, if you haven't paid attention. They did Westerado, which was a Western-based adventure game. They did Jazz Punk, which was super cool. They've done some really, really cool games since they got out of the mobile platformer game.
I'm glad they expanded because this, I mean, if it's 30 tapes, that's a lot of gameplay. I could see myself paying $11.99 for this.
Yeah. It's a good game. It's worth picking up, I think. And for $11, you really can't go wrong. If you really want to, you can wait for a sale and pick it up for under 10. So what do you think, Crypto?
I could see myself playing this game. I actually, looking at it, I want to play it right now because it looks entertaining.
And it's so neat. And I just had a lot of fun playing around with this game, learning their little tricks, learning how the puzzles actually worked. It was really, really good. I'm glad that I got to experience it. I hope that you guys get to as well. If you've played it before, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Did you play through the whole game? Did it kind of annoy you? What happened? Do you want to see it in VR? So there you go. That's small radios, big televisions. Let us know what you think below. If you like it, like it. If you didn't like it, don't like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Patreon.
And we'll see you on the next one.